Hey, folks, my guest today is Andrea Tassistro. He's a Swiss Italian entrepreneur based in Geneva, Switzerland. He's specialized in the food and restaurant industry with a very strong technology need to digitize, automate, and optimize the entire value chain from production to consumption. Andrea, are you ready to take us to the top?
Yes, I am.
So
Hi, Nathan.
the website is fooddetective.co. Tell me who's buying the product and what are they using you for?
So there are two types of clients. Either restaurants buy the product directly, or we sell our technology to licensing partners such as Uber Eats, Coca-Cola, or Nestle.
And when you look at your total revenue over the past 12 months, what percent was through partners versus direct relationships?
So far, it was mostly through direct relationships because we just started to license our technology right now.
Okay, so 100% of your revenue past 12 months was direct. You're now starting and turning on the partner ecosystem.
Exactly, yes.
Very cool. Okay, and what are people paying you on average per month to use this technology?
So it varies from 89 to 400 per month.
What would you say a sweet spot is an average?
About $230.
And describe this person. Is it a restaurant chain? Who's paying you? What are you building?
It's most small and medium restaurants located basically globally, and what we provide them is a unified platform that enables them basically to manage their entire operation, marketing, and management and tech stack from a single platform and unified API.
When did you launch the business?
I think it was the business side. It was in April 2019, but Food Detective was created in January 2018.
And so what were you doing for that full year?
We were mostly researching on the restaurant space and building a consumer-facing app that helps us today acquire more restaurants cheaper and faster.
How were you funding? Like, how are you paying your personal expenses? Did you have savings built up?
Initially, yes, and eventually we managed to raise the two rounds of funding that helps us basically keep on building the business.
When was the first round?
The first one was around 2019, and
Okay,
the
and
second one
how much did you raise there?
we raised about 1 million.
Would that be your pre-seed round?
Yeah, pre-seed, and then we did an extension of that pre-seed. Maybe we can call this initial money seed in that sense.
Okay, so you raised more this year?
We raised more this year. Yeah, we raised another million in March this year.
And you'd call that sort of your seed round.
Yeah, let's call it a pre-seed. So
Okay.
we're sure that we'll be ready for the seed
So
properly.
you've raised 2 million over the past 3 years and you're bundling that all together, calling it your pre-seed round.
Exactly. Yes.
I see. Okay. Tell me how you got your first customer back in 2018, 2019.
That's a good question. First customer was my favorite restaurants here in Geneva, a friend of mine actually. And I just told him like, hey, I need your feedback. I'm building this platform for the restaurant industry, and we're trying basically to gather everything into one single platform. And he said, but hey, I'm actually looking for this kind of tool, and I'll be happy to be your customer. How much is it? And I was like, it's 59. At the time it was 59. I said, okay, then let's go. Let's do it. I have 3 restaurants, and we deployed basically the solution across 3 restaurants.
Very cool. How many customers now today?
Today, I think there are 21,000 restaurants were registered on the platform.
And how many of them are paying?
That's confidential, actually.
What's sort of a range?
Oh, a good chunk. Let's put it like this.
Like 1,000 to 5,000 or more than 5,000?
Let's say that range.
1 to 5,000.
Yeah.
When do you think you can break 5,000 paying customers?
Oh, I think at the end of Q1 next year.
And how were you able to build the wait list of 21,000? That's a lot of people.
Yeah, so basically it's all our goal right now. It's basically to convert all these registered businesses into paying client to offer them a tailor-made operating system.
Yeah, but Andrea, how did you get them signed up? So restaurant owners are busy. How did they find you 21,000 times?
Oh, I think it's through our review platform, and we reach out to them through a lot of different kind of ways. Either it's online through Instagram, CRM, we call them, we visit them, we do a lot of press through partners, through influencers, and so on.
Okay. And you just told me sort of the range of customers was 1,000 to 2,000. If we assume the minimum there of 1,000 times the ARPU you told me earlier of about $230 per month, if I multiply those, it would put you at about $230,000 a month right now in revenue. I think that's probably larger than what you actually are. Is that accurate?
Yeah, it's accurate.
Okay. And why is that? Is that because you have less customers or that ARPU is too high?
No, because we just changed our business model. We were transactional fees since 3 weeks ago, and we moved to a full SaaS very recently.
Oh, wait, sorry. What were you 3 weeks ago?
We were doing transactional fees. So basically, we were taking a small transaction, a small percentage of every transaction that was going online, basically.
I see. Like a 1%, 2%?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And we moved away from that model. And right now, we are solely focused on selling subscriptions based on the number of verticals and integration they want to use on Food Detective.
So if a pizza shop in Geneva was using you and they sold $100 pizza through your platform, like is it a POS system? They pay you $1 of the 100?
Exactly.
I see. And why did you move away from that model? That feels like a great model to me.
Yeah, actually, the problem is that we had a freemium offer, and this is why we managed to acquire a lot of customers very, very fast. But the thing is that converting them into paying, we needed to basically increase dramatically the number of transactions and the marketing we were doing for them, which was not our business model at all. So we decided to shift into a full SaaS platform, and basically telling them, okay, if you want to basically to manage all your tech stack from Food Detective, now you have to pay.
I see. So how much like GMV was going through the system back in October in that month?
Yeah, that I cannot disclose neither,
Why not?
because we don't disclose this kind of information.
Well, why? I mean, you shut it down, you're moving on to something else. So it was a low number. I'm curious how low it was.
It was very low then.
Like under 1 million per month?
Yeah.
Okay. And why was it so low? I mean, 21,000 restaurants, right? If they each only sell, I mean, even if they each only sell $1,000 a month through your platform, that's $21 million in GMV.
Yeah.
So why weren't they using you? This is a usage issue. Why weren't they using you?
They weren't using us because we didn't have all the integration ready, actually,
Which integration?
with all the POS and delivery platforms.
I see. Would you ever build your own POS system to avoid that?
Never.
Okay. And so how are you solving that now with the SaaS platform? Do you have all the integrations live?
Yes.
Okay. So if that was the issue, why don't you stick with the transaction business with the new integrations and increase your GMV?
Because again, we needed to have a lot of marketing going through our own platform to charge the fee, which was not the case. Right now, with a unique model where you pay a monthly subscription fee, we don't need that.
Well, people are going to cancel if they're not using you to transact, right? Whether you're charging on percent of GMV or not, if they're not using you to make money, they're going to cancel a SaaS fee or a transaction fee. So what's the difference?
Because for us, it works better to have a SaaS fee rather than having a transaction fee.
How do you know that though? You just launched it 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, but before launching it 3 weeks ago, we had 3 years of research with restaurants using the platform.
But none of them were on a SaaS fee. They were all on the GMV thing. And the issue on the GMV side was that you didn't have integrations, correct?
Exactly, yeah.
So why didn't you build integrations? I mean, why didn't you build those integrations? You had 3 years to build it.
Because we had to finish the platform first. We cover over 20 verticals across the entire industry. So imagine the amount of software development that we had prior making even one integration.
So is that a mistake? I mean, shouldn't you have focused on one vertical and dominate that one vertical first?
No, absolutely not, because then it's very difficult to expand. Whereas when you come in with a full vertical SaaS, then it's easier to expand.
Okay, so your position,
just to comment on this, entering new kind of verticals, having anything ready, makes it much easier for restaurants not only to use your software, but also for you to increase your RPU online.
Yeah, but I mean, who cares about increasing your ARPU? You got to get the customer first and get them addicted, and then you can worry about building other
Yeah,
products and going to
but
new industries and verticals. I don't
the
understand why
thing,
you would try and tackle 21 verticals at once right when you start.
yeah, that's your point of view then. It's not
But I'm
mine.
asking you why? Why would you go try and tackle 21 things at once right at the beginning?
Because it creates this kind of mentality within the company that we are able to adapt to basically any solution or to any partner or whatever they have, right? When we go and see a
Yeah,
ghost
but if you're
kitchen,
built
we
for everyone, Andrea, you're built for no one. That's the problem. You can't be adaptable to everything.
yeah, maybe.
So you're
But
okay. Let's move on from this because I think this was a viable conversation. But let's move forward into the SaaS play moving forward. So you've been testing this out now for 3 weeks. What have you learned so far?
we've learned that we can enter basically any restaurant by offering them different kind of verticals of what on the tools that we have to offer.
Okay, so how many restaurants are now paying a SaaS fee over the past 3 weeks?
About 226.
Oh wow, that's a pretty. I mean, that's a lot over just the very very quick time horizon. And these are folks that are paying again that 200 $300 a month, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
I see. Okay, this is great. So I can take the 230 customers or 226 times 230, and you guys are like 50, 60,000 bucks a month in revenue, something like that.
Yes, maybe.
I see. I see. Okay. And if that's where you were today, where were you exactly a year ago, just so we can calculate growth rate?
Oh, we were at a similar rates, just the different models.
I see. Okay. So you're doing like 40. So you basically are flat year over year, but you expect growth will be big over the next 12 months with your new SaaS model.
Exactly. Yeah.
I see. Okay. Very cool. All right. Talk to me about funding. So again, you raised the 2 million. Are you planning to raise more capital or no?
Yes, absolutely.
Are you raising right now?
We're raising right now.
How much are you looking to raise?
We're looking to raise $7 million
$7 million. Why do you need $7 million?
to build the sales and marketing team behind the licensing
You can barely say that
department.
with a straight face. Why are you smiling when I ask the question?
Because you ask a lot of questions.
What do you think? It's
Um,
called a podcast interview for a reason, right? What do you want me to call it? Something else?
yeah, maybe call it a questionnaire.
Well, in
Um,
interviews, usually there's questions involved in interviews, buddy. That's how
of
interviews
course,
work.
of course, I'm teasing you. Look,
But seriously,
we're
7 million. I mean, that's gonna be very dilutive for you as the founder.
yeah, we'll be raising over two different rounds. So first we do a chunk of that, and then another chunk. And basically now it's to grow the revenue now that we have this kind of product market fit and that we can scale the business
I see.
um, globally.
I see. I see. Most people, when they're doing their pre-seed rounds, are selling between 10 and 20% of the business. Is that about what you sold when you did the million?
Yeah,
Okay, interesting. And are you sort of thinking you're gonna have to sell another 10 to 20% on the 7 million round?
yeah, exactly.
Interesting. Okay, you think you can get that valuation? I mean, you'd have to go get a $80 million valuation. You're currently doing 600,000 bucks in ARR.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
That's a pretty big. That's like a 100x multiple.
Yeah, it's a 100x multiple. But the thing is that when you have, let's say, companies who have 600,000 restaurants on their database who will be deploying your technology, it's easier to prove that kind of model, right?
Fair enough. Fair enough. And what's your team size today? How many people?
We're 24.
How many engineers?
7.
Okay, so heavy engineering. That's good stuff. Good stuff, Andre. Listen, I love the pivot. I'm rooting for you. Let's wrap up here with the famous five. Number one, favorite book.
Um, the Lean Startup.
Number two, is there a CEO you're following or studying?
Yes, Parker Conrad from Zenefits, ex Zenefits.
Number three, what's your favorite online tool for building out Food Detective?
I think it's Typeform.
Number four, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
I sleep 7 hours a night.
It's pretty darn good. And what's your situation, Andrea? Married, single, kids?
I'm single.
Okay, no. And how old are you?
I'm 30.
30 years old. Last question. Something you wish you knew when you were 20.
Mm, that's a good question. Cannot answer right now.
No, do your best.
Oof.
Think about what you were doing 10 years ago.
To learn to code.
There you go. Guys, there you have it, fooddetective.co. They are pivoting a nice pivot here. It used to be a percentage GMV model doing $40,000, $50,000 a month in revenue a year ago. Now pivoting into a SaaS model. They have 21,000 restaurants sign up for their platform. 230 are already paying on the SaaS model, about $230 per month. So call it 50, 60,000 bucks a month in revenue right now. 2 million raised. So nice scale, looking to raise another 7 million right now. We'll see if we can get it done as they look to scale into more restaurants, more verticals under this new SaaS model. Andrea, thanks for taking us to the top.
Thank you, Nathan.
One more thing before you go. We have a brand new show every Thursday at 1 p.m. Central. It's called Shark Tank for SaaS. We call it Deal or Bust. One founder comes on, 3 hungry buyers. They try and do a deal live, and the founder shares back-end dashboards, their expenses, their revenue, ARPU, CAC, LTV, you name it, they share it. And the buyers try and make a deal live. It is fun to watch every Thursday, 1 p.m. Central. Additionally, remember, these recorded founder interviews go live. We release them here on YouTube every day at 2 p.m. Central. To make sure you don't miss any of that, make sure you click the subscribe button below here on YouTube, the big red button, and then click the little bell notification to make sure you get notifications when we do go live. I wouldn't want you to miss breaking news in the SaaS world, whether it's an acquisition, a big fundraise, a big sale, a big profitability statement, or something else. I don't want you to miss it. Additionally, if you want to take this conversation deeper and further, we have by far the largest private Slack community for B2B SaaS founders. You want to get in there. We've probably talked about your tool if you're running a company, or your firm if you're investing. You can go in there and quickly search and see what people are saying. Sign up for that at nathanlatka.com/Slack. In the meantime, I'm hanging out with you here on YouTube. I'll be in the comments for the next 30 minutes. Feel free to let me know what you thought about this episode. And if you enjoyed it, click the thumbs up. We get a lot of haters that are mad at how aggressive I am on these shows, but I do it so that we can all learn. We have to counter those people. We got to push them away. Click the thumbs up below to counter them, and know that I appreciate your guys' support. All right, I'll be in the comments. See ya.